Hey everyone, Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me for another Mystery Mystic Monday reading. This is involving a disappearance out of Beaumont, California. And we're talking about Cajairah Fraise, a 22-year-old mommy-to-be who has been missing since February 23rd, 2023. Okay, she was 35 weeks pregnant at the time of her disappearance. And she was last seen by her parents. And they described that the last time they saw her was when they were all at a Jack in the Box drive-thru. And an argument was going on between Cajairah and her family members. No one specified which family member, okay? It gets heated, so she gets out of the vehicle and she proceeds to walk away so she could get fresh air. This is according to her family members' statements, I'm assuming to law enforcement and to the news. She is captured on surveillance at a nearby charter school, like probably in the same like parking lot or like right near the Jack in the Box where she had exited the vehicle and walked off. And so that is really the last time anyone has seen her, allegedly, right? So she hasn't been seen since. And her case has not received a lot of coverage at all from what I could tell. And so she was 22 at the time of her disappearance, 35 weeks pregnant to a little boy, I believe. And nothing. They've searched at hospitals to see if, and not just hospitals in California or in her area. I believe they searched like the surrounding states to see if she had given birth. There's been no reports of that. So, it's a big question mark. What happened? Where did she go? Like, she's a mom. Typically moms don't just, especially when they're about to give birth, just wander off. Like, what is going on? So I am ready to get started with this reading. All right, let's get started. Yes, it's really, really a strange case because Cajairah, I can't imagine what would make you so mad to get out of the vehicle. It's cold. It's actually forecasted to snow that night. Believe it or not, there are spots in California that get really cold, especially in the winter and at night. I know. I live there. So they are saying, her family is saying she hopped out of the vehicle. And I don't know, as someone who's been pregnant before, actually at her age, and, just the way you feel so vulnerable, I can't imagine her just, going very far. So, Spirit, can you shed some insight on the energy surrounding Cajairah's disappearance, what you wish to point out to us, what is of importance to see? Also, any clues on where she may be or where she went, that would be most appreciative. I'm just shuffling the cards. Ribbon. She was very pregnant. Poison. Ribbon. So I'm curious to know, okay. I'll show you the cards that jumped so far, and I'll zoom in just a moment. We've got coin, ear, shovel. I'm trying to get comfortable here. Okay. Cajairah, Beaumont. Broom. Bone. And I just want to say, I'm so sorry to hear about Cajairah, and I'm just praying for her and her baby, and that she's found. I am praying for strength and for, just assistance with her loved ones who really care about her and care about where she may be located and wanting her to return home. So anyways, let's get to it. We have the Trumpet. All right, so we have our cards on the table. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what cards up close jumped. All right. So I got my little book. So right off the bat, I'm seeing some things here, and you let me know in the comment section if you've seen anything that just immediately stood out to you from this spread as it relates to this beautiful young mom's disappearance. Okay, so I am getting my little guidebook together. I always like to look at what the original keywords associated with this little deck, because it's always fascinating how it talks to us. So the ribbon card represents happy times, festivities, a formal occasion, and innocence, a symbol of hope and feminine beauty. Now, right off the bat, I just feel like it's picking up on Cajairah's energy. Beautiful. I mean, she's clearly a beautiful young lady, and you can see that, and she's just glowing as a pregnant mommy, and 35 weeks along, she looks so beautiful. And what's striking to me is that, this would be a jolly time, a festive time. That's not necessarily congruent to me what had been reported allegedly. Okay, what I mean by that is this could be her disposition, her feeling like, okay, I'm about to give birth to my baby, this is happy times, a festive time, a formal thing happening, the birth of my child. Innocence, right? Innocence, a symbol of hope. So this is the opening card, and I feel like it's signifying her energy, but I'm also feeling like it's telling us something about her actual mood, her disposition, what she was focused on, where she was at. And I find it interesting that there was some sort of argument that ensued. So it will be interesting. I keep saying interesting. Sorry, you all. It would be something to see if a theme starts to emerge, sharing with us about what was the nature of the argument. We'll see if that comes up in the reading, right? Because, people can argue about a myriad of things. Maybe she's going through a mood swing. Maybe, they're fussing over something, but what? Because really, we kick it off with her being, I'm assuming it's her energy, being happy. And this could be the family's energy too. This is a joyous time, or should be considered a joyous time. They're bringing in a baby into the world as a parent, as a mom, and as grandparents. Now, you might be wondering, where is the baby's father in all of this? I wondered that too. Not much is revealed about him, but from what I gather, he wasn't really involved at all. They were close, Cajairah and her baby's father, but then it just doesn't seem like much has been followed up with that. And the gist that I got from what I could see is that nobody's really suspecting him, or that he had anything to do with her disappearance or know anything. So there's that. And it was her family who was last to see her. So I don't know, I don't know. But then right next to the ribbon card, we have the poison card. And I'm of the thought that this could be about toxic people, someone who's raining on her parade, her tolerating or accepting something that's harmful, not good for her. This also does, one of the key words associated with the poison card is self-destruction, but another key phrase is toxic people. And then finally, accepting something harmful. So, tolerating something that's raining on her parade, or maybe there's some element of her being toxic, I don't know. But there's toxicity around her, either something she literally consumed, literally like took it in and it harmed her, or and that could I hate to say it, that could be, God forbid, or it could be that this is representing a toxic situation. We'll see how the rest of the cards play out. Or it could be that someone was trying to give her something toxic. Why? Well, we're going to get to the whys around the poison card and the ribbon card. We have the coin card. This is about if something of value, prosperity, gaining a better position in life, materialism. There's some kind of monetary element as to this toxic situation. Maybe somebody worried about finances or worried about their coin, whether earning the coin or having to pay something out. There's something of value. Now, you know, sometimes pregnant women, one of the reasons why they're vulnerable is because you hear of crazy stories where people are trying to take women and then take the babies, the fetuses. It's crazy. So that could be something of value. We'll see what the rest of the cards say, but there's that. Now, we have the ear card. And we're going to get to more of why. So we have something to do with like monetary stuff, materialism, something of value, right? And then in a moment, we're going to get to particularly this card, the broom card, as to what could have happened. The 9 is the ear card. This is about hearing news, hearing something, bearing witness to something by way of hearing it, listening to others, being aware of situations. So somebody is aware of this situation, of this dynamic that's going on, or of the fact that there's some sort of poison. Sometimes poison can be actual, something that's really toxic to a human being or animals or something like that. Like you can't take it, it will take you out, right? But then there's also drugs, whether they're prescribed or not prescribed. There's street drugs, there's poisonous situations. So you have to understand, like when we're doing these readings, we're just, throwing out all the possibilities, and just, I go back sometimes and watch my videos and see like what was being said there, because I can't always remember, right? And so I'm just kind of seeing, okay, these are the key meanings. What are they saying as they talk to one another? So hearing something, someone heard something. Someone heard an argument, a conversation. Someone heard about whatever the situation is. Shovel and broom. Isn't that interesting? The shovel and the broom. The shovel is about uncovering the truth, digging into a situation, or doing the work. It also, God forbid, can represent someone digging something to bury it, like a grave. This is just me throwing out some different meanings for the shovel. But the first key phrase is uncovering the truth. Somebody uncovering the truth about this situation. Digging into a situation. Somebody starting to investigate. Digging into the situation surrounding this, happy person, this happy situation or occasion. Maybe it's something to do with digging into the situation surrounding the baby. Maybe who's taking care of it or what's going on. I don't know. I'm just... All right. Doing the work. Someone doing the work. She could be doing the work. Whatever that means. The broom card is about cleaning up a situation. Getting a situation in order. Getting your affairs in order. Sometimes it can represent an erotic encounter. Okay, I'm just saying what the guidebook meaning is associated with the broom. It can represent domestic duties. Domestic duties. So, whose domestic duties? Her domestic duties? Is this something near or in or around her domicile? Her domicile would be her home. This poisonous situation, this toxic situation, allegedly. Cleaning something up surrounding money or something of value, and how you clean it up is eliminating someone, cleaning up the situation, burying it. And I'm saying all of that because of the bone card, okay? The bone card, the first key word associated with it is mortality, or leaving something behind, or having something to hide. Strong foundations, but having something to hide really stands out to me. And it doesn't bode well for her and her sweet baby. I pray that I'm wrong. I pray that this is just us trying different things. This card can mean a myriad of different things, such as a strong foundation. All right, but many of the key words are surrounding what could happen to a body and what could be discovered. Sometimes it's the skeletons in the closet, okay, as it relates to this something of value. It's kind of, I have some thoughts, but I'm gonna keep them to myself on what is coming up here. Something about it being about, if the baby comes, it's like something coming to light about a situation, a toxic situation. I mean, okay, well, I'll just stop there. And that brings us to the trumpet card. Communication with the departed and awakening. That's the key word. Spiritual vibrations. And it also is like somebody being able to see something in full view. Someone hearing something, someone seeing something. And it's just interesting to me that there's been no news whatsoever from police. Like, why can't you put a press conference out and say what's going on? Like, it's just really upsetting. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not feeling good about this in terms of her state of being, and I'm not feeling good about this being a toxic situation that maybe, she had to get away from. Could be. But it's feeling like someone else knows something and is not telling and not sharing about it, about her disappearance, and about why, as the birth was impending, it was imperative to have to deal with her, allegedly. These are just my intuitive hits, thoughts, and opinions. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a picture and move on to the next deck. All right, so let's look at the Divine Shadow Self Oracle cards as it relates to Cajairah Fraise's disappearance. Conflicted, desperation, condescending, disrespectful. I'll move that wand in a moment. What are the shadow facing energies here? We have drained, selfishness. Oh, Spirit. Destruction. That's like the poison card, one of the key meanings for the poison card. That's interesting. Okay. One more, please, Spirit. like I was mentioning before, this feels like someone else is at hand or responsible or involved or knows something, seen something, heard something. So, with that being said, I'm not really convinced that she just wandered off and started a new life. Okay, and reasons. First of all, the bone card, the shovel, the poison. So we have conflicted, someone feeling conflicted about something. Someone is desperate times. And like I said, as the pregnancy was coming to a close, she's marching towards 4 weeks. It felt like this was a time to have to really deal with this. So it could just be surrounding the toxic nature of the argument. Maybe there was just an argument that she blew up and she did go walk off, and maybe she walked off and encountered someone who wanted to cause her harm, God forbid. But it does get a little interesting here when you have the desperation, someone desperate to cover up something, someone desperate to do something. So desperate feels interesting to me, because if it's some kind of stranger, I suppose they could be desperate as well, certainly. But desperate kind of energy seems to come from someone who might be conflicted, and maybe, I don't know, conflicted could mean a multitude of things. But condescending, doesn't that feel like energy of someone she would know? Could mean she's condescending to someone else and they didn't appreciate that. But it could also be someone was being condescending to her and it felt disrespectful. It was feeling disrespectful, or someone in this situation felt disrespected. Maybe she constantly felt disrespected herself. It could be both. It could be a situation somebody around her or in this situation felt disrespected and she felt disrespected. Drained, just really tired, fed up, tired. The situation has been draining. Someone felt another was selfish. Someone did a selfish act. Selfishness. Someone is always concerned with self. Someone is always, thinking only of themselves in this situation. And then we have destruction, and that's alarming, as is domineering. Disrespectful and domineering, and decided that whatever it was, it could not go on anymore. It had to be destroyed. Okay. All right, I'm going to now pull out the Dark Mirror. Spirit, what else can you reveal to us about this situation? Obsession. Anything else surrounding Cajairah? Is this me? Someone, this could represent her. Is this me taking this, being in this situation? Or it could represent someone who's, has gone so far away from who they are as a moral, righteous person to someone who has become obsessed and doing things that they normally would not do, feeling conflicted, obsessed. Could it be her obsessed with something? Sure. Could it? The poison also, we don't know this for a fact, but it could represent her engaging in consuming something toxic to herself and becoming obsessed with that. I don't see it though, from what I can see and energetically pick up when I look at her pictures. I don't see that. Maybe it's her being obsessed with having a baby and that being a problem. I don't know. Do you all know this case? Have you heard about it before? And I would love to hear those in the comments. Share, about what cards came up for you if you did a reading. So obsession. The stage is denial. Okay, that's interesting. And we have here, there is nothing else that can replace my focus. Okay, listen to this. This is the key sentence. It says, all things led to one, and then they disappear into one until only that one remains. Oh my gosh. Obsession is a trick of our perception. Many became one, and that one bloats us to take everything else. It feels like it, whatever it is, an idea, a person, an objective, flavors our life and gives meaning to it. Uh-oh. I'm at the... My husband has his phone. Oh, that startled me. He has his phone linked to this little device, and now I need to figure out how to turn the device off. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, that startled me. I went and unplugged it. I'm like, oh, was it a sign? I don't know. It's kind of freaking me out because it's night and I thought I heard something in the corner. Spooking myself out. Okay, so then the next card, there's a progression here. Number 3 and number 4. Is this me? Stage acceptance. I cannot recognize myself, but I'm still me. I don't know. All I can say here is that someone may be doing things that feel a bit, corrupt or feel not above board in this situation. And obsession is it can mean a couple of different things. Someone obsessed with her. She's obsessed with the pregnancy or obsessed with living her life out loud. And someone is desperate and that can't happen. Conflicted. Whatever the situation was, it became toxic and it feels pretty quickly to me for some reason. Maybe she had been dealing with something on and again, off again, but then it became it was at a crescendo bit where it was just so disrespectful and so destructive with this domineering force. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a picture of these, pause, scoot them over there so we can put down some more cards. All right, now we're continuing on with my secrets revealed, massive secrets revealed, True Crime Oracle. The reason I want to use this one because it gets to the heart of the matter, what we're dealing with here. If she wandered off or what? Something else happened. Spirit, Cajairah, clean up, Father. Oh gosh. Where's her picture? I want to look at it. All right, Cajairah. We're going to now shuffle with this deck. Dating. Remember, these messages are all alleged, just all ruminations of what the cards that jump could mean. Okay. That's what it is. It's not assigning any fault or any blame or trying to say one thing or the other. We're just working through the meanings. Everything's alleged and our intuitive hits. We have clean up. So that goes with the whole thing with the broom, right? Having to clean up a situation. Now, the Father card could be that her father had to clean up a situation. Doesn't mean anything toward or bad or nefarious. It could mean that he maybe felt like he had to come and clean up a situation surrounding the baby, for example, surrounding having to potentially support this baby because the baby's father is not able to. It could be something along those lines, but it is concerning to have this card next to this card. This could represent somebody's father, right? Maybe not Cajairah's father. It could be Cajairah's father, allegedly, but it also could be the baby's father. It could be someone else's father. It could be somebody who is a father who is cleaning up a situation or cleaning up a scene or something of that nature. Okay, then we got dating. Now, that's interesting. Dating. Is it someone she was dating who's a father, allegedly? Okay. Judge, law, legal, or legal system. Now, I feel like there was something coming about. Maybe child support, maybe paternity, maybe with the baby, like the baby being born and something being solidified legally, right? A judge having to adjudicate something, the law being involved, a legal aspect. It could be somebody who is a judge or a lawyer, or somebody who works in the law, or with the law, or in a court. It could be that too. But I feel like it's speaking to some kind of legal proceedings as it relates to, the baby, perhaps. I don't know. We have cover up. Someone is covering up as it relates to her disappearance. So that would denote to me, there's certain cards that are denoting to me that this is not at her hands, her own hands, where she just wanders off. So there could be a cover up to make it seem that way. But there's been nothing coming out about her mental state of being other than she got into an argument and she needed to get some fresh air, and then she left. Is that normal? Like, does she normally get hot-headed and need fresh air? No one has said a thing about that. Or was she angry about something that she talked to about her parents, and they're like, trying to calm her down, and she takes off? There's no information. So you best believe in the tarot and oracle reading, I'm going to ask about the nature of the argument. We have spying, someone looking, spying, seeing the situation, watching the situation, I don't even want to say the word stalking, but I guess stalking the situation, hawking a situation, really looking into something, surveillance, spying, someone having their eyes set or watching. Oh, that's kind of eerie. Look, money. The coin card came up earlier over there. Money. Not something to do with dating, money. I don't know. Power control. Someone needing to exert power, usurp power. There's some, It's interesting to me how the police are just completely mum on her disappearance. It's just really upsetting, really. It's been since February of this year, and I'm recording this in October, and there's been really nothing at all. Power control, that goes with the domineering card, perhaps even the condescending and disrespectful card. So you have that. Someone, tired of being under someone's control, someone exerting power, someone being a power control freak. We have cold case, that's alarming. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that's just picking up on fears. We have house. Fears that it may become a cold case. House. Something actually happening at a house. Remember how I was saying domestic duties with the broom card, getting something that the affairs in order, and domestic reminded me of the word domicile, and domicile would represent house or home or something like that, where where you are at, your residence, I guess. House. Someone may be spying, watching. Father spying, house. Watching. Let's take this one. I like to shuffle this big boy in sections. We have local. She could be very local to where she wandered off. Like Some people are thinking, oh, well, maybe she, left the area. Maybe she was taken out of the area. We have swamp, a murky situation, an actual area that looks like this, swampy, marshy, watery, but it also could denote like a deeply murky, deeply emotional, dark emotions, unclear situation, swamp, getting into the swamp of things. Okay. Oh boy, affair. I don't know. Wow. Oh my God. Parent. Lovers. You all are going to have to tell me what you think that these cards are speaking. What are they saying from your vantage point? Somebody felt backstabbed with whatever affair is going on. So it's twofold. Remember how I said earlier that the motive as to why she may have disappeared? And I'm still not going to rule out that she may have walked away from a very toxic situation. But it does feel like someone else knows something and has something to do with it. It's twofold. Needing to clean up a situation, make something go away. Something to do with monetary, the money of a situation. Dating, affair, something, going on as it relates to an affair. Parent, we got father. A parent knows something. A parent who lives in the house knows more than they're sharing. Local could be that she's not very far, or someone very native and local and close to her knows something, has ties to her with the dating, money, local, and lovers involved here. So it's really shaping up that this isn't like a stranger. I could be wrong. It's not shaping up as a stranger, right? And then rival, backstabber, someone feeling like a rival of hers, or that she felt like she had a rival, or someone felt backstabbed by this lover's affair situation. Okay. I'll be right back. All right, so I just want to get a pulse on this situation. Go a little bit further into home life or into her life or something going on. We have skeletons in the closet. That goes with what we talked about earlier with the bones card, okay? So, skeletons in the closet, some kind of secrets that were about to come to light. A parent, maybe was having an affair, maybe not her parent, okay? Just have to go on the record to say that. Could be somebody else's parent, could be, and something was about to come out. Preoccupied. Someone being preoccupied by the situation, by the skeletons in the closet. Oh boy. Can't shuffle now. Okay. Cajairah. Anything else from the sex spirit about Cajairah? I'm going to reshuffle. One more card, please. Okay. Well, Spirit wanted to give me 2 cards. That's fine. So I have here skeletons in the closet. There you go. That's abundantly clear to me. So I need to clean this up. It's already caused some damage. It can't further get out. Someone could get in trouble. I don't know. Someone felt like they could get in trouble. I don't know. So, it could be financial trouble. It could be trouble at home, at the house. Skeletons in the closet. Preoccupied. You see this woman sitting here and this man, he's smoking a cigarette. He's preoccupied by something going on as it relates to Cajairah. weaponizing sex. So as this situation started to devolve into disrespect, somebody being domineering, someone began to either withhold sex or weaponize it, use it as a weapon in this situation. Not quite sure how that is unfolding here, but that's the card that jumped on the table. Trying to change someone, maybe trying to change someone's mind about, all of this. Trying to change someone's mind about this impending good thing, which is the birth, becoming obsessed and preoccupied. We have the obsession card over here. Just draining and thinking that they could change someone's mind or change someone or someone would change in this dynamic. This, I don't know. It feels third-party energy, perhaps, or just multiple parties involved. Power control, trying to change someone and it wasn't working out to change them. Let's assume that that she's disappeared at the hands of another. Can Spirit give us any insights as to why that may be or what to reveal about this? And we recognize that this deck is normally not speaking to just disappearances, so we'll take that into consideration. Oof. Okay. So the victim was stalked by the perp, by someone. She was stalked by someone, and that goes along with the spying card, stalked. It was becoming draining for her. Someone's eyes and ears always on her. I do recall reading somewhere that she is like very much a devout, like into this church. That's some, I don't know. I don't know much about the church at all. All I know is that her and the baby's father were very involved in a church. I'm wondering if she felt like she was feeling drained and watched, by them. I don't know. Money tied to that. There's some sort of, church involvement. She would quote like Bible verses or things of that nature. I don't know. So that doesn't necessarily mean that a church is involved, but it says perp has a history of committing crimes. So whoever is in the know about what happened to her has some key information, also has a history of committing crimes. The perp may have an item belonging to her. So if cops would treat this more like a suspicious disappearance, I would hope they did, they would be looking around because there could be some key evidence of something belonging to Cajairah that you wouldn't expect it to be with this particular perp, right? And that could be an important clue. All right, so I'm going to pull from a couple more decks as I do with these detailed oracle readings. I will be doing a separate tarot reading, so I'll probably have to do a separate video, as this video is going to be pretty long. It's just, the energies are a little murky. Spirit, can you give us some insights into who may have done, like, be in the know surrounding what happened to Cajairah? What else can you share about this situation? What else can you share? Oh my goodness. Oh boy. All sorts of stuff is coming up. We'll see if there's any themes. House keeps coming up. Like, they said it was like, okay, she just walked off. But we've got a house card here, house, the broom, and then we have house here and local. So let me show you what jumped. We have the S word, so taking one's own life. trauma, mental health, accident, human trafficking, and house. House is of significance. Someone's house. She could be at someone local's house, to the area, to her, native to her, someone she knows. Someone making it seem it to be this way, that she took her life, that, you know, and that could very well be that she was tired or whatever the situation was. She sustained some sort of trauma, had an accident, and then we have human trafficking, being moved. But I'm sensing with these cards, and you know, it could be straightforward what it's saying here, that she could have, you know, went off frustrated, going to do something, some self-harm or something like that. Trauma ensued. She fell, you know, or she accidentally got too far. She's expecting, maybe went into labor, moved from one place to another, and something happened. But the house card is telling me, no, you need to explore another angle here. And that angle could be that someone is going to give all these different excuses. Oh, maybe it's this. She took her own life. Maybe she's, you know, gave birth to the baby, or maybe something happened to her and the baby. Maybe she lost it. Maybe she was hit and ran and someone moved her with this, or maybe she was trafficked. It's like, to me, it's just like someone constantly throwing these different possibilities up as to what could have happened to her. That's what I'm sensing here. I know it's a lot of cards. Well, I'm going to be taking a picture of them. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is pause and scoot these over so I can make room for these. But yeah, I think it's the latter. I feel like it's like someone constantly saying all these different things that she could have done. Very well, she could have. But remember this cover-up card? It could be that someone is covering up what really happened to her and trying to say that she was angry and she ran off, or trying to say, you know, she just got fed up with life and she had to escape, and something may have happened in her doing that. The house card, her being in a house, or someone from a house that's local or native or known to her, of people shooting off all these different things, covering up, you know, like little cover-ups. All right, now I'll be right back because I'm going to move those out of the way, shift these down, and we're going to pull from a couple of more decks for this very detailed oracle reading. I know it's very detailed, but I'm really just hoping to pick up on, you know, what's going on here. And yeah, because this is just really tragic. This is tragic. Oh, all right, I'll be right back. I'm trying to make some room. I'll take some still shots of the individual spreads, so you'll see them as the video goes on. Let's just see. You know what we haven't gotten yet is anything happening to her. Like, you know, we know some sort of trauma, but we haven't gotten what could have happened to her. The tarot reading will probably cover that, but we'll see. Cajairah Spirit, what else would you like to reveal to us about where she may be at? What may have happened? They have kidnapped, abduction. So this is telling me someone is in the know, someone is responsible for her disappearing. So that, to me, further supports that if we see something where they're she wandered off by herself, I suppose that could be true, but it could very well be a cover-up. And look at that again, money. Spirit really wants us to follow the money, or look at people's bank records, or close to her, or maybe even her own. Was she getting any money, and from where, from whom? It's just interesting that there's so many cards that represent money in the spread. Literally, the key word is money. Okay. show you those. First I was going to reshuffle them, but we'll go ahead and keep them on the table. Oh, that ransom, that's so interesting. 0 to 15 kilometers. It's very local, very close. Very close to her, if not right upon her. Anything else? Theft. Ooh. Could it be taking something from her? Oh, no. Anything else there? Not that many. We want 4 more. Travel. I got that feeling. No, not necessarily. I know there's some cards that could denote that something physically happened to her, but no. All right. Well, not much in the way of like clues I was hoping for, but we've got a part 2, a tarot reading, so I'll be asking some pointed questions. Kidnapped, abduction, someone taking her against her will, northwest, someone who lives northwest of where it happened, or where she was last seen, or now lives northwest, or she's northwest of where she was last seen. Something about northwest. We've got the money card again. Awaiting rescue and delays. Delays is what stands out to me. I suppose this could represent some ounce of hope that she's alive somewhere, but I don't know. There's really been no real sign of life, but it's possible. But the key word that stands out to me most is delays. There's been delays in the handling of this investigation. There's been just delays surrounding, like a key word for this situation will be delay when it's all said and done. Let me see what else came up. We have lust, affair, temptation, and infidelity. We had that earlier with the lovers and the affair card that's sitting all the way in the corner. You can't see it now. Again, it's like Spirit is like saying, you know, held, taken for something of value. Theft, thief, robber. Robber mouse, that's interesting. Someone thieving, someone taking something, someone's maybe taking money. Close, close, close. 0 to 15 kilometers. Or maybe something happened to her right at the, you know, the last place she was seen, or this could be close to her home, or, you know, just close. 0 to 15 kilometers. We have travel. Someone traveled there. They knew she was going to be there, or this is, you know, she got out of a vehicle, got into a vehicle, or near a vehicle, could mean that. March could mean like, oh, I'm marching somewhere, or it can mean the month of March. Typically it means the month of March. It can represent something of significance. Someone's birthday. It's a key development that happened in the past, or upcoming in the future. March could be, I don't know when she was due. Maybe it was around, maybe this represents her due date of some sort, or maybe it represents, you know, something happening to her. She was taken, and eventually whatever they got of value from her, could be the baby, God forbid, then maybe something happened to her after March. I don't know. South could mean metaphorically something, you know, going south, something going all the way bad. All the way bad. Or it can mean that they traveled you know, they live in the south, but they travel northwest, or it can mean that they live northwest, or the Jack in the Box is northwest, they travel south. So northwest and south is of significance. Maybe they had to cross train tracks, or again, this is emphasizing travel near train tracks, or someone who, I don't know, works near the train tracks, lives near the train tracks being of significance. Bushland forest, key information could be there. Was there any reported fires in that area at any point? I know California gets fires, but was there any fires this year in an area that's kind of like what this says bushland, but like forest? Because there could have been key critical information that had been moved there that was burnt. Arson, fire, something, God forbid. I hope that did not happen to her. God forbid. But it could also mean evidence being burnt. I say that because we got the guilty knowledge did the act. I suppose it could mean someone self-harmed themselves and did the act. But this, to me, with the kidnapped, held at ransom, thief, it just is really giving me that this is somebody else outside of her that's guilty, did the act, knowledge, someone that may have even already spoken to police, you know. So there's that one card, please, Spirit, so we can round out this reading. Southeast, of course, we have to throw in another directional card, but that's okay. It's okay. Because sometimes way later down the line when we follow up on these cases and I come back and look at the readings, it's like, oh, it's because they were going from point A to point B and they lived here and they, you know, went here and then she went there and she was the last seen here. And so they all kind of talk to one another. Northwest, south, southeast. Okay? Like a path, you know, and kind of like zigzagging. So I think what I'm going to do now, my friends, is I'm going to stop here because this is quite a massive reading. I wasn't expecting to go this in depth, but I was really trying to dig to see what is all this going on here as it relates to her disappearance. We haven't even gotten to the place of where she went. I mean, we kind of have an idea with these cards over here, but what's going on. So definitely check out part 2 because that's going to be the detailed tarot and oracle reading. I've got, I think, about 8 questions. I will timestamp that video as well, so you can just jump to the particular questions. And yeah, I got some questions about all this. So yeah, check that out. Do me a favor on your way out, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support means everything, and I thank you so much for it. Let's definitely say our prayers. Let's send our positive thoughts. Let's just get the word out about Cajairah's disappearance and pray that she and her baby return home, like safely, or, you know, return to a place of safety. And if something has happened, we pray for her to be found and for swift justice to occur. But yeah, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I will see you all in part 2 as I do the tarot and oracle reading surrounding Cajairah Fraise's disappearance. Bye for now.